Hey guys, welcome to Wave. We talk about a lot of things crypto. In this episode, we have our first guest speaker, Anil. Anil is a longtime friend. He's a day trader and a crypto trader now. He left a lucrative management consulting job in Ireland and returned back to India just to start trading full time. And he's been doing this for more than a year. He's a successful trader. He's mentoring well over 150 students on his Telegram group. If you're interested to join that, the link is in the description. This is a bonus for you for watching this video. We've been getting a lot of questions on, should we buy right now? The market is really bad. Is it the bottom already? When is the right time to buy? Anil is going to help us answer some of those questions. So Anil, the inflation is accelerating even more. The Fed is looking to, increase rates even higher. I'm looking at the tickers on your screen right now. Bitcoin is down close to 6%. Ethereum is down well over 11%. Is that a discount? Is that like a 50% discount for the viewers to buy right now? What do you think?
Hey guys, hi Arjun. Thank you for having me here. Let me just quickly jump into the picture actually. Yes, the market is down, it's crashing. Is it a good time to buy? We will answer that shortly. With respect to panic or not panic, I would say don't panic because the whole global market is falling, right? So if it was just crypto, then that would be a panic situation. So it's given. These things happen once in 10 20 years, the bear run, and having an inflation of 8.6 is no joke. It's going to take time to cool off, at least 1 to 2 years of cooling off period, because there's so much printing that's been happened during the COVID. And I'm only surprised that it came late. I was expecting it sooner during COVID, but that recovery after COVID is what shocked the world. So people were just like, how can this bullish run continue even when the toughest phase for, I think, for more than a century, no one's seen anything that's that bad as COVID that took place. So,
Can
and
you
the
show that
market
on
was
the
just
charts
going
for the
up
user?
and up.
Can you show that on the charts for the
Sorry?
viewers to visualize that
Yeah,
better?
absolutely. So I will just give a clear picture here. Let me just, before going to crypto, I'll show you on Nasdaq so you can understand the bigger picture and longer duration. So um, let's just go to, I'm on the weekly chart right now on Nasdaq. So I'm just gonna short this. So if you see, like, let's just start from 2010, right? So Nasdaq breakout happened. So basically every structure, there's a structure that follows the market. So this is a buy market. This is a selling market. And this again is a buying market. This is a selling market. This again is a buying market, selling market, and goes on. So if you see one thing, the lows are always not taken out. This is the low for this. So lows are not taken. This was the low for this. Lows were not taken, right? This is the lows are not taken. So it keeps going. So basically, we're still in a bullish cycle. We have nothing to panic yet. Even if you take the COVID time, this was 2020. So this was the COVID panic that happened. You see, even though the fall came, the lows were still not taken. This was the low of 2018, right? The panic came, but the lows were not taken. So this is the whole point of cycle, right? Everyone cannot be a full-time investor, a long-time investor. You got to get in at the right time. People buy here, people buy here, people buy here, and then they give up here. So that's when the market goes rising. So people lose out on that opportunity. So this is the same case for Bitcoin. If we go like, there's 4 bullish cycle that's happened in Bitcoin as of now, and 4 bearish cycle. So I'll show you all the 4 cycles, so you get a clear picture of what's happening. So let me just zoom out a bit. I will actually go in monthly, so it'll be more easier for you to see.
So we're starting
So
with the
this is where
2013 cycle. Yeah.
sorry, so this is where Bitcoin actually became a thing, 2013, right? So if you see, let me make it more zoomed in so you actually know this is actually a big bearish cycle, bullish cycle. People think it's small, but it's actually a bullish rally of around 2000%. This was the beginning. So it was basically from 11 to $15. It rallied up to, I say, $245. So that's 2000%. So, and the fall after that. was close to 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the 80% is normal for a bullish cycle
Mm-hmm.
of Bitcoin. Now, second breakout happened. This was the top. This is where all the, so basically why I say this is a breakout is, this is the support here, is because the buyers are aggressive here. You see these candles. So basically the buyers are sitting here aggressively. So buyers will keep the stop losses below this candle here. So this will be the stop loss. So they will make sure, they will ensure, see, the market fell again, the bull run started. It rallied this was the second bull run, was 700%. And it fell again to close to what? 87%. Right? 87%. And this was in Jan 2015. And the bull run was in 2013, November.
Right.
So you can see the bearish run was still continuing. But again, as I said, this is the stop loss where the buyers put. It didn't take that. It just went up again from there. So what you can see again, now let me go again to a higher cycle. So you see this whole cycle was a period of 1,277 days. That's nearly 4 years. So we've seen a consolidation period for 4 years for the market to pick up next. And the market has fallen 86%. So can we say we are bottomed out yet? Let's go further and see that. So this was the, I believe, third bullish run. Yeah, this was the third bullish run. This is where people actually started taking cryptos a bit seriously. This was in 2018 where Litecoins came. Ethereum was considered as the next big thing because until then it was just Bitcoin, right?
Right.
So Ethereum was nowhere to be seen. So if you see this bullish cycle, it was close to 1,444%. So that was a pretty good, impressive bullish cycle compared to the second bullish cycle. And then we see the fall. December 2017 to the lowest was 81%. That was 3,500. I think.
So we see a pattern emerging, right? We see a pattern that it always crashes maybe 80, somewhere around 80 to 85%.
I think 70 to 80% is normal for a Bitcoin.
Right.
Very normal. You just, and again, the beauty here is, I'll tell you. So this is the candle where the buyers are sitting aggressively. So what would the buyers do here is they put all the stop losses below this candle here, because you see the candles here bullish run,
Right.
the bullish cycle. So the stop loss, you see what happened here in the end? Basically, they were not able to take the low. They moved up again. And then what happened? COVID crash came. Again, people who pushed it from here, the buyers are sitting here, look at the candles, right? The stop loss is here. But even with the COVID panic, it didn't take out the low. It immediately, buyers pushed it again because no, they know the value of Bitcoin. So they thought, no, this is too much. We just, in the end, it's the institutions that, controls the whole money. So they capture profits here. And when people invest here in the big, when it's completely bullish, when the greed ratio is very high,
Right.
is when the big institution come in place. So until then, they'll give the chance to the retail investors to come in. And it's basically calling in the sheeps, like coming, and then butchering them in one shot, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't give them an opportunity, and the fall is always a slow fall because people basically think, okay, it's gonna go up. It's just a dance, but then there's boom, a fall. So again, this consolidation period, the third cycle, was close to 1,065 days. That's again 2.5 years. Then this was the bullish run. This is the meme coin generations, you can say. This is where the hype started of Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and all those things. So if you see this bullish run, that's 360%. So this is a healthy growth for Bitcoin because the value is increased of Bitcoin, right? You can't expect Tesla to keep going 10x. It has to keep dropping. So this is a healthy growth. But what was the average fall we've seen so far?
80% or somewhere around that.
Yeah. Let's take that high here. Where are we at? 58%.
58%. There's still room for more.
Yeah. I'm still seeing, as I mentioned, this is where I would see Bitcoin at this particular level here. Why? Because the buyers are sitting here.
That's
and
around
the stop loss is
12,000.
here.
That's 12,000, is it?
that is close to, let's say, 12,000. This would be the lowest it can ever go. Lowest. I don't think it can go. But if let's move to weekly chart.
But we did see that
There's another.
in the previous trends, the lows were never taken. So do you think that it's going to pick up and take off much before the 14,000 levels?
100%. You can even see it just take off here. Maybe it's a bear trap and then move up from here. You never know. Like, I'll just give you an example of the previous one. Let me just clear this mess. Right? So this is where all the buyers, sellers would have come in place. So look what happened. So it just gave them a rejection here, and then the market just rallied slowly, because any rallies will not happen very quick. It just gives people some time to consolidate. It has to consolidate. So right now we need to bottom out first. Then we need to look for consolidation. So is it a good time to buy? I would say wait for the market to bottom out completely.
Right.
And wait for a period of consolidation if you're a safe buyer. But I can share you some channels of where you can actually buy. So this particular thing is a very good support. If you see, this is a weekly chart. Let me just make it clear for you guys. So this is a very good support, right?
That's 24 to 27K. All right.
It starts from 21,000-ish to 28,000. So we are in that range.
Right.
So market is testing that range. So I feel the market won't fall right away, because it's basically, this is a wall. When you hit a wall once, it won't break. You hit a wall twice, it won't. You need to keep hitting the wall so it becomes weaker and weaker. So support and resistance are like walls. You cannot hit it in one time. So it's come once, it's come twice. This one is now the third time. So what I'm expecting is, I'm expecting it to go slightly up here and then maybe a fall, if it has to fall. But the furthest fall I see from the weekly, as I said, the lowest where the stop loss is this particular range here. Why? Because you see the bullish starts here. So this is where 17,000 to 19,000 is the healthiest recovery zone I'm seeing. Very healthy, and it's nothing to worry about. So I'll give you two types of entries where you can actually buy cryptos and at this point of time, and how to do the money management task. I myself bought the dip exactly at here, this particular around 33,000. I bought my first dip because I've been holding for a long time cryptos around here, but I've held my first dip. So if it comes here ever, I will buy again. But for people who's never had cryptos, you never want to lose the opportunity, I'll give you two options. So this is a line where the market is respecting. So basically what's happening here is, there's basically, the line is where the sellers are sitting. So you see sellers are aggressively pushing.
Right.
So that means sellers are still in control because they're not taking out the highs.
Right.
Sellers are still in control. So right now I'm expecting this might come here and this and then something like that. So two ways to enter. Now is a good time. That is, let's split it into three. Okay. If you have, let's say, 1 lakh, let's put 33,000 at the moment. Right now, today is good because Bitcoin's fallen close to 6%. That's 27,000. So this zone is a good place to buy. So
that zone is between $24,000 to $27,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first buy zone for any investor who's probably never invested before and would want to look at this as a buying opportunity.
This is the first point, anywhere in this zone. All right. Second zone, I would wait. You never know, it might never come there also. But if it ever comes there, you are hitting a jackpot. Right? This is the second zone.
That's 17 to 19,000.
So I'm feeling 20,000 will be tested. It has to be tested because it's every time market respects a whole number or a round off number, and 20,000 is a round off number and a whole number. Market will test it. before the bullish run. Even if it might not sustain for a longer period, but it will immediately rally after tapping that. It will liquidify people's accounts and take out all the buyers and everything, and
Right.
then rally stop losses.
Right. Even Michael Saylor is
So
going to lose some
this
Bitcoin at that level, though.
he says he has his stop loss at 20,000. So I'm not quite sure how silly that would be. Actually silly if he actually announces it in public that his 20,000 is liquid. But if ever that happens, it's going to be a bubble for sure. Why? Because he holds so much Bitcoin, the crash is going to happen.
Right.
If that actually liquidified.
So if that
But
happens, where
always
can it go?
20,000, but we don't know when, right?
Uh-huh. No, if
So
it,
what
if
was
that
your question,
happens,
sorry?
if that happens, like if it does test Michael Sayers levels, then can it crash down to 14, 12,000? Is that a possibility?
It can only happen for a very short period. Like you can see the candles, right? Like you see this rejection here, 20% rejection. So basically, what candle did, it came here, took out all these people's entries here, and it went up like this.
Right.
So I can expect the same thing. But good thing is, everything is exchange of hands basically. If someone's losing it, someone has gained that. So if Michael Slayer's lost that, maybe a company like BlackRock or JP Morgan's exchange bought that for 20,000.
Right.
They bought it for cheap. Or you never know, El Salvador or China or US is waiting for this moment, right? Because Bitcoin might be the future. And they cannot buy it at an expensive price because Bitcoin's at an expensive price. So they're basically looking at a lower rate to buy, and everything needs to have an exchange of hands. And they know crypto is the future, because Bitcoin was held by many retail traders.
Right.
And now nothing is going to be held by retail traders in the long term because they can't give control over to them. So that's why the governments and the big banks know that let's buy it at the bottom. Let's take the money from the impatient to the patient, basically.
Right.
The exchange of hands from the impatient to patient. That's what's happening at the moment.
Right.
And it's a good time. If Warren Buffett was not a tech investor, now he started buying tech stocks because he missed the tech rally, and now he knows this is the best time to get into tech rally, and he's loaded up. 30% of his portfolios are all tech now. So you know that you never know, he might probably is waiting for the right time to buy Bitcoins as well. So
So
that's
speaking
the
of
thing.
right
So
time,
this is
speaking of right time, going
Sorry?
by your, speaking of right time, going by your charts, that would be somewhere before September of this year. Is that a fair assumption?
first attempt of buying, I said you can buy today. Put 33,000 ish if you have 1 lakh is your budget. Second attempt. The problem with the bull run, the good thing about bull run is you can expect a rally. Problem with bearish run is you need some catalyst, some news. So inflation is just the news so this, you could say this whole thing was the Ukraine war scenario, which happened. Ukraine war was happening, and the global economy was not good. This whole thing was inflation.
Right. And the rate increase.
So, yeah, the rate increase and unemployment's claims have been high, all those things. So, it depends on how the market is continuing. So, if there's some good news, you can see some upside. If the market, the bad thing about bearish cycle is it will even trigger for the smallest news. So, you always remember, it's easy to fall and faster. It falls faster and easier, but to go up, it takes time. So we are in that pace of fall, and the funny part is, or you can say the scary part is, it's continuous red candles. It's never happened in any stocks or any cryptos. Even NAS has showed continuous red candles. You see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is confirmed a bearish cycle. Because you take that 1, 2 is done. Take here 1, 2, 3, right? So that means it's up to something. We are not sure. So they're basically up to something. So let me just discuss the entries. Then we can go, if we have time, on further questions.
Right.
So 33,000 would be.
Let's try to for the viewers, let's just try to summarize in terms of 3 questions. So going by your readings, I'll just try and summarize to the users what
Sure.
they should take away.
Sure.
So one is that don't invest all your money in one shot. There are different buying zones because they, the depending on how the events take place, how the situation emerges, it can take a turn. Uh, right now, probably between 24 to 27,000 in Bitcoin price is probably a good buying opportunity. This could happen sometime between, I would say, September to August. If it tests 20,000, if Bitcoin tests 20,000, then it could crash. There's a possibility that it could crash to 17 to 19,000. The worst case scenario is probably below that, but the second zone, what you have highlighted, is probably the best buying zone. If it ever happens, it's people are probably lucky. And we'll just get to the third question, which is, if somebody does buy here, somebody does buy in either point one or in your zone one or zone two, how long do you think they have to hold before they have any meaningful returns?
That's a very good question, because at this point of time, we only have to look back in history in stock market, and history always repeats in stock market. That's given. So if we've seen three cycles that I've showed. It's 1,200 days average. So that's around 4 years.
Right.
3 to 4 years. So even if we consider even if we consider this, we are at 427 days at the moment. So we've had 1 year of ups and downs in the Bitcoin rally.
Right.
So we have another 3 years to go. So the only confirmation how I could say is, like, this is point one, this is point two, right? Where's the other 33%? When is the best time to buy? To confirm. Or even if the safest of safest investors was watching from your channel, above this is considered a bullish value. Why? Because the market stop losses are here for sellers. So once this is triggered, the stop losses, sellers go running for covers. So buyers have taken control, and it just goes up like this, right? So even if you buy here, so 1 point, second point, third point, to be on the safe side, basically you're dollar cost averaging and buying at a good buy zone. For the safest of safest investors, they can wait here. Even if they buy here, to all-time high, it's 45%. So the rally would be another, based on our history, it says I'm expecting from 300 to maybe 200% from the bottom.
Right.
So, I mean, from the breakout. So this looks more than, like, let's say 100. Sorry. We can easily see 100,000 plus, 120,000 plus if the breakout happens.
And when is that likely to happen? Is it 24? Is it end of 2023?
So let's just quickly do that math for you for 1,020 days. Considering April 21st as the first. So 1,020 days, yes, let's say 1,000 days. So it looks likely in the first
quarter of 2024,
early of 2024, first March, probably April might start. Once the year end happens, the rally might pick up. So I'm seeing a bottom out, and then we're going to see a long consolidation period, a very long consolidation period. So it's basically, at this point, it's for long-term investors. There's no more meme coin generation that's going to happen in crypto. So
just
people
to
have
summarize,
to wait.
People would have to, if they buy today or if they buy in the next couple of months in one of these buying zones, they have to wait till roughly quarter one of 2024 before they have any meaningful returns. And probably the months following that is when they will see their 2x, 3x, or depending on what token they've invested in, maybe a 10x or a 50x of that token.
100%.
Right? That's
100%.
what it is. So that's great takeaways. So thank you, Anil. I think you helped our viewers with three things. One is it has the market done this before? Yes, it has. We have seen the cycle happen with stocks. We have seen the cycle happen with Bitcoin already twice or thrice. And if we go by the fact that the markets always repeat themselves, then it assuming that as a basis, Bitcoin can touch between these two buying zones of 24, 27,000, can even touch 17,000. But if you do buy there, meaningful returns somewhere in 2024 is what you can expect. This is great analysis. I think a lot of our viewers will be benefited by that. And in our next episode, Anil will walk us through the top 100 cryptos, a rapid fire round, very exciting. We'll look at whether to buy or not 100 tokens. So because the next 3 months is a great buying opportunity, We'll quickly in one episode, in one video, tell you what is good, what is bad. Stay tuned for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.